Good afternoon, guys. I hope that you are okay. It's Friday. It's my question of the week, and I have a new jingle. So rather than me singing the jingle, I'm going to play it. One of my amazing clients has created this jingle for me, and I'm so thrilled. I'm so excited. Her name is Sandra Langford, and let me just play it because it's brilliant, and it's probably going to be one of those musical earworms that goes round and round and round in your head. When she sent it to me, I was driving to Cambridge, because I was going on my retreat. So she sent it to me the day before I left, and it just made me cry because I was just so touched. And she's just such a brilliant person and such a brilliant woman, and she loves music. But anyway, I'm going to play it to you. I'm going to bring my computer over and let me know what you think, because I think it's awesome. Oh my God, that's so great. I love it so much. So yeah, I have got my own jingle now for question of the week. Let me know if that earworms you, ear loops you. Anywho, so a question. I'm not sure if this particular lady wants to stay anonymous, so I'm going to make it anonymous just in case. And let me just find the question. Okay, here it is. So it's a sort of two-parter. What she says is, how do I make a boundary with people that make me feel like shit, but I can never think of what to say to them at the time? I let them say it, and then I feel low about it later. So what I'd actually done to this lady is I had sent her the link to my video on my vlog on boundaries. And I said to her, if that doesn't answer it, come back to me, let me know, and I'll answer it here. So I will link to that particular boundary vlog as well in the comment section. And she says, it's not that I can't say no to people, it's just that my tutor is being really arsey with me for forgetting my passwords. And the more arsey he gets, the more anxious I get about the course. So this is interesting because for me, what that really speaks to, I don't think this is a boundary question. I think this is a question around, how do I speak my truth without going into fear or without going into anxiety? So it sounds to me, as this lady has written this, that she's kind of saying, I know what I want to say, but I can't say it. And then I feel I'm making it mean something about me. Or she's making the comments from the tutor, who does sound like an arse, to be honest. Sorry. Oh, right. You said, okay, she's come on. She's just responded and said she wants to be named. So it's actually the woman who did the jingle. This is a question from Sandra. So I'd love you all to give Sandra some love on her jingle, and some claps and some hearts and just some general love, because I was so touched. I was so touched that she did it for me. So your tutor is being arsey with you for forgetting your passwords, Sandra. And is it true that he's being arsey with you? Is he, I mean, because as you've written that, I can imagine him going, oh, you're forgetting your passwords, and just being a kind of, his energy is just a bit patronizing, and that may be the case, but is it true that you can't speak your truth? So what's happening for you when you feel like you want to say something, you feel like you want to tell him that you're feeling anxious? And of course, what I teach, Sandra, as you know, because you're going to be doing the 8-week program when I start that in October, around finding freedom from habits and anxiety. What I teach is an understanding that's based on it's an inside-out world we live in. So that means that nothing outside of me can really hurt me, including other people. It's what I create in the moment of that experience that effectively hurts me or can create anxiety. And an anxiety feeling, that feeling of anxiety, is literally just your stress response being activated. Let me just make sure this is turned out. And so you're releasing in those moments adrenaline and cortisol and noradrenaline. So that's the sort of physical sensation that's happening for you. But what's happening in those moments for you, I guess, is that you are making it mean something about you, and you're making it mean that there's something wrong with you. So if you forget your passwords, that's okay, it doesn't matter. But if you forget your passwords and create a story around forgetting your passwords, and then this person comes along and tells you off for that, if your core belief is that I'm not good enough, you'll find evidence that that's true. And if you don't know that you're 100% safe, whether someone's got the mood, someone's in a mood with you or not, you will take it to mean that you're getting life wrong, that there's something wrong with you. And as you said here, the next kind of layer of thought is that you're getting anxious about the whole course. And the whole course, Sandra, is something that you're deeply passionate about. It's around music, and you've just created this amazing jingle. So I can hear your creativity and your brilliance. And you will have an underlying sense that A, you're not good enough, that you're going to get something wrong, that you might make a fool of yourself. And these are often inherent survival places our lower brain will go to protect us from pain, to keep us alive, to keep us safe. One of the biggest insights I had was that I didn't know I was already safe, and I spent however many years, a lot of years, in a chronically anxious state, and that was even before my brother was killed in 1993. So what I now know is that because I now know that I'm safe 100% of the time, if somebody is arsy with me, or I'm picking up an energy that someone's being unpleasant, what I now know to be true is that hurt people. And we all live in separate realities. So we all live in the awareness of our own thinking. So we create stories. So you, I guess, have created a story around, I'm going to fail the course, and I'm getting anxious about the course, and it's because I've forgotten the passwords. And the tutor will be in his own experience. Now, you don't know what his experience is, right? Because none of us ever know what's going on in the world of someone else's thinking. But we don't know whether he's had an argument with his wife, whether he's had a bereavement, whether he's crashed his car, whether he's on a diet, whether he's drunk alcohol the night before. Like, we don't know anything that's going on in his mind. So if he's projecting unpleasantness that you're energetically picking up, that's saying nothing about you. And the other thing is, and that's really difficult, I think, for a lot of people to take on board, because we are all living in our own little world, we're all living in our own thought created reality, and we are the star of our own movie. So every single story is about us. And he'll be the same, your tutor will be the same. And when we get anxious, when we have a lot on our mind, we are not connected really deeply to wisdom. So if I lose my keys, for example, and I'm running around the house trying to find them, getting completely stressed because I can't find them, and I'm throwing up cushions and I'm trying to retrace my steps, and I'm going mad for looking, and then I give up. I just give up and forget about it. Guess what happens? Because I'm no longer in my thinking mind, my busy mind, my anxious mind, because I'm not creating stories from that place, I find my keys. I suddenly get a thought and I remember where they are. And that will be the same for your passwords. I imagine you're forgetting your passwords because you're spending an awful lot of time worrying and being anxious and living in stressful thinking. And if you've been living in stressful thinking for a very, very long time, you won't know that's happening for the first instance. And forgetting your passwords is just like, or forgetting anything, to me, is a sign that you're spending too much time paying attention to a lot of thinking. I work with one lady. I'm hoping to have her on my podcast soon. She's done my 8-week program and she worked with me one-to-one. She said to me, when she kind of had an insight and she started to settle down out of her thinking mind, she said to me, I'm clever. I can remember things. I can read a book and retain the information. And it was almost like a revelation. And I think that's what is on offer in the 3 principles understanding that I teach, is that it takes stuff off of your mind. And as such, you do remember things. You are able to retain information. And if you come from a place of knowing there's nothing wrong with you, you stop looking for something being wrong with you, and you stop taking other people's bad moods personally. And so you have a more easier experience of life, because let me tell you, Sandra, you are an incredibly talented, creative, wonderful human being. And you're embarking on this course, which you were super excited about, but because you have a habit of paying attention to thinking, which takes you down a rabbit hole, you're living in anxiety a lot of the time. And you're making, your tutor being arsy with you. And you said, the more arsy he gets, the more anxious I get. And that's because you're making it mean something about you. Our brains are meaning-making machines. We don't know that until we know that. If you read about neuroscience or any kind of book around the brain, what you'll find is that we have a lower brain and a higher brain. And the lower brain is our survival. It's the part of us that keeps everything on automatic pilot. So it's almost like it wants you to survive and it wants you to not use up lots of brain energy, so it makes things automatic. And often anxiety is automatic. Often people who have anxiety will live in that place for 9, 10, 11 hours a day, and probably even through the night. So people have difficulty sleeping, or they have bad nightmares. But in this instance, Sandra, you have taken a brave, courageous step to start this course, and all that's happening is there's been some sort of trigger already, and that happens in new groups, that happens to all of us when we're kind of faced with an old fear, and it looks like it's in the form of your tutor, but it will be, I bet you've had this experience many times in your life where someone's apparently been arsy with you and you've gone into your shell and created this anxiety, because it won't be about the tutor, it'll be about your experience of the tutor, but it will also be about your self-worth and your experience of yourself as being okay and safe and wonderful and brilliant. And if you don't know that to be true, you're going to keep believing that you can get life wrong, and you can't. You can't get life wrong. So I hope that was helpful. You are doing my 8-week program, and that starts in October, guys, for the rest of you that are interested. I'm also doing some live coaching demos from now. We did the first one this week. I'm doing a second one tonight in my free Facebook group, which is a female-only support group. And I'm doing live coaching sessions in there from now until the 8-week program starts. If you want to come in there, send me a message and I'll put the link again below. I'll put the link to the boundary vlog as well in the comments. And what a great question. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for the jingle. I love it. I love it. I might just have to play it one more time before I finish, just for a few seconds, because I love it so much. Question is the question. Is the question of the week. Ask me, ask the question. Is the truth what you see? Oh, Sandra, I love it so much. It's definitely going to be an earworm now in your mind, right? Guys, let me know what you think of the jingle. I hope you are okay. If you want to come into my group and see me live demo coaching, I'd love to have you in there. And I'll look forward to hearing from you all very, very soon. I'll be back next week with your question of the week. Mwah. Bye.